So, I wanted to talk to you about two things that have happened to me since last week. I'm currently in this period where I'm still on gardener's leave. I was given 4 months, and when my money runs out and how it runs out has been something that's been bothering me on my mind. It's a bit of uncertainty. I'm trying to clarify that with my previous employer. Now, I spoke to my coach last week, and I talked about my coach. If anyone ever wants her details, please let me know. I'm sure she's more than happy to work with people like me or like-minded like me. So just send me a comment and I'm happy to give you a link to her. What I explained to her is that I started to worry about what the next step is, and there's seemed this sense of urgency, even though I know I've got quite a long period of time before I really need to have any income coming in or have a job. These thoughts kept popping up about money, running out of time and need to do it, and I started to get myself stressed. When these feelings or thoughts came up, I actually started to try and just push them away and just go, okay, just let that go. And whilst that might seem okay on the surface, it was requiring more and more energy from me, and it was becoming tiring. And then it almost created this sense of anxiety inside of me. So we discussed it last week, what my coach actually explained to me. And she said, well, what is the date you actually need to physically start doing something? So she said, just, we came up with a date based on a few parameters, money being one of them. And we worked back, and that date is quite a few weeks away. Nothing urgent to do now. Immediately, my brain started to go into overthinking, and it started to go, oh, well, no, maybe you should give yourself a bit of tolerance. But I'd already factored in that tolerance in my assessment of when I should start to do things. And now that date is actually further away. I've got quite a few weeks ahead of me where I don't need to be doing something. And that was such a sense of freedom. It just gave this space in my brain. Now, something happened because of that. My previous to-do list, which was mounting up and getting loads and loads of things, and I was feeling I needed to be productive and do those things, I actually don't spend a lot of time doing those things. They're there, but I just pick one, maybe two of those things to do. And what I've seen already this week is that I'm just doing one of those things, but I'm doing it really well. And I'm having a lot of pleasure from doing it, taking my time, not thinking I've got to do this, then I've got to do this, got to do this. So I've got this space in my brain. And because I know that deadline is a way off, I think all of those things, all those thoughts, those negative things that you think you're not really consciously thinking about, but they're in your subconscious at the back of your brain, they're whirring away, they've kind of gone away. And it's created this space which feels amazing. So not only am I having fun not doing lots of stuff, but doing things that I really like to do, those things that I am doing is about decluttering. So reorganizing my filing system, reorganizing some of the wardrobe space, getting rid of old t-shirts or things that I don't actually wear but have just mounted up over time. It's almost like this mental decluttering. On top of that, I get these occasional thoughts of, oh, that might be a business idea. So something occurred to me the other day that actually I could be a consultant for not just process improvement. I like process modeling, but businesses, that are really struggling. They've either grown or they're just chaotic. I have a very good sense of people. I connect well with people. I'm good at training. I know process modeling. I know how to put systems in place. And not only do I know those things, I really enjoy doing them. I was thinking, yeah, that could be a business. Maybe something I create, maybe something I'm a consultant for, maybe sell a course or something. There's no defined details in there, but it was just a seed of an idea. It may be nothing, and I could just throw it away and just not worry about it. But because I decluttered my mind from all this other stuff, I think it allowed space to go, little ideas just to pop into my head. So I'm trying really hard not to do too much. I think it's easy to slip into patterns, have external forces, you know, friends, family, etc., sort of say things. You go, oh yeah, I should do this, do this, do this, or compare and do things. I'm actually really enjoying those moments. And it's strange, I've got a hammock out here that I've had for years. And now the weather has turned really nice. I spent just a few moments just sitting out in that hammock, looking up at the sky. And that space that I'm creating in my brain, or just breathing and just taking a moment, has really helped me, really calm me down. Call it meditation or whatever you want. But knowing that when that to-do list starts filling up, I go, no, it doesn't need to be that way. Just take your time and enjoy something that you want to do. Because that deadline now is in my mind and I don't need to do anything until then. It's such a great freeing experience. And I'm excited to see what else comes up. So to my coach, if you're watching this, thank you so much. You've given me time, if you will, and peace of mind. So that's such a great bit of advice and I really appreciate you for that. Now, the second thing that actually happened to me came up yesterday. Someone I used to work with sent me a job opening. And basically, he said he came across it with someone else I used to work with, and they forwarded it on to me thinking it would be a good thing for me to do. Now, at first I just kind of discarded it. I mean, I thought, oh, that's kind of them to look at. And then I opened up the job description and I looked at it. And I realized that that's their interpretation of what they think I'm capable of or what I would like to do, not mine. And whilst on the surface, that's a really nice thing, you know, the fact that someone's thinking about you and that they are putting things in front of you that they think might be useful. It really made me realize that there is this big disparity between what people think you should have and what you really want. And whilst I'm very grateful for this person sending this job offer to me, it made me realize that's not what I want to do. It was a permanent position. And I looked through it and I guess I was looking for the things that wouldn't match up rather than the things that would. I tried to keep an open mind. But also, people just send you stuff without fully understanding you or the job. So I'm not going to go for it. There may come a time where I'm absolutely in a stage where I need to take something like that. But I shouldn't let other people's outside influences impact me and what I want to do. I've done that most of my life. I've been the good guy, I've worked hard, I've taken positions, I've always said yes to stuff to please other people. But this is about me now, about what I want. And I'm going to connect with the things that I like to do, because the things that I like to do, I do really well. And I'm going to put more effort or more love into that. Not because someone else wants to. It might be that someone sends me a job or some piece of work to do, and that's really aligned to me because they know me. But when people just send stuff because they think, oh, that's a position and there's a guy who doesn't have a job and they need to go together, that doesn't work for me. So I'm ever so grateful for this person sending it to me. But I also feel very encouraged about myself in the fact that I go, yeah, that's not what you want, Colin. Don't just say yes and go for things because other people's agendas or objectives come in. And again, I'm sure it comes from a very caring place. But they don't know me very well. And they haven't taken the time to understand what I want. They've found something and pushed it my way. So it's a good thought, and I'll see how I'll progress that in future. You never know what's coming. But it was very interesting for me, and especially my reaction to it. And I was pleased that I've got to this level where I don't want to just take any old thing. I want the thing for me. I want to find what that is. And that might be a voyage of discovery. And that's okay, but it comes from my side, not from others. So that's the two things this week. I hope this is useful for anyone that's ever paying attention to these videos. As I always said, it's more a way of journaling and trying to keep awareness of what's going on for me. So maybe one day I'll play these back to myself and see how far I've come. So for me, for now, if you are listening, thank you very much. And I hope you're doing well on your journeys. See you next week.